Ithorians were first introduced to Star Wars in the Mos Eisley Cantina in A New Hope. Today we'll be talking about their biology, society, and more. There isn't much information about them in canon, so I'll be using mostly legend sources for this discussion, but I'll try to keep it to details I think are likely still true. Ithorians were a sentient species from the planet Ithor. They were commonly referred to as Hammerheads due to their distinct shape. They were also called Leathernecks, which was a derogatory term used by Imperial stormtroopers. They had two mouths set on opposite sides of their neck and would wear special translators in order to speak Basic. They were a largely peaceful race, but bounty hunters like Bolduga and Anka proved that not all Ithorians were the same. That's everything we know about them in canon, so let's move on to legend sources. In addition to their two mouths, Ithorians also had four throats. This allowed them to speak in stereo, but also let them violently expel air, which could result in a deafening or even concussive scream, but this was not a well-known fact since most of them were very peaceful. Ithorians with force sensitivity could scream loud enough to shatter iron and shred plasteel. When they were young, they existed in a pupa-like stage. They had no arms or legs until they metamorphosized. As they molted, they gained lumps in their heads. Males had one lump and females had two. One adult Ithorian could have several thousand offspring. Their home planet was a rainforest world that they worshipped and referred to as Mother Jungle. They wished to never harm their planet, so they lived in floating herd ships in the sky. Each herd was presided over by a force-sensitive priest and healer. They eventually adapted their cities for interstellar travel, and they made contact with the Republic 12,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. They respected worlds throughout the galaxy and were instrumental in restoration efforts after periods of conflict. They wished to remain a peaceful species and would exile any of their kind that had a tendency towards violence. Jumping back to canon, Moma Nadan, seen in the Mos Eisley Cantina, was exiled as punishment for revealing agricultural secrets of his people to the Empire. This seems unfair as he only divulged the information after the entire Ithorian species was threatened. He lived a life of peace on Tatooine and maintained a small, secret garden near Mos Eisley. And that's about all we know about Ithorians right now. Are there any other species you'd like to see me cover like this? Let me know in the comments, and check out this playlist of species I've already talked about if you're interested in seeing more. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.